This episode is my favorite episode of The Mandalorian ever. Ever. I know there's only been 2 seasons, but damn, I love this episode. And hi, my name is Michael S. Garner. I do comic book related movies and TV show reviews and sometimes comic books. And today we are going to be talking about The Mandalorian Season 2 episode. Hold on one second because I can't remember what episode number it is. Episode 8, Chapter 16, The Rescue. And damn. That's all I can say. I watched this episode when it premiered the other night, and I know it was the season finale, and I expected there to be some surprises and stuff like that, but what had happened last night was big, and I'm still kind of blown away by it. And I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. I keep saying that. Full disclosure. Look at my previous videos and everything like that. Mandalorian kind of got me a little bit on track with Star Wars. Just because I thought it was a fun series, the production values are really good. Disney Plus is putting so much money into these shows and everything like that. And it really does show for The Mandalorian. And I don't think that it's like incredible sci-fi writing or incredible writing period. It's just a fun show. And I thought it was a little bit slow this season, to be honest, but there are some notable episodes. And before this episode became my favorite episode, because you already know how this review is going to go, the episode that I liked the most was The Jedi with Ahsoka. And I had watched Clone Wars before. I didn't watch the whole series. I didn't watch the last 2 or 3 seasons, I believe. But I did watch the last 4 episodes because everybody was talking about the fact that Ahsoka came back and it was a big deal, blah, blah, blah. So I did watch those, and those were very good. So I don't have this great affinity for Ahsoka, but I do like her as a character. It was very different for Star Wars, in my opinion. And when she came in the episode of The Mandalorian, I thought it was just spot on perfect with Rosario Dawson playing the role. And that was the first time in a while since I was a kid that I felt having a Jedi on screen just made me go, wow, they're so cool. And this episode, spoiler alert, I'm not going to go to the end right away. It's probably already on the internet everywhere now by the time I finish editing this video. But I won't mention it till the end. But I'm just going to go through the good things and the bad things about this episode. Majority, I'll just be honest, are good because this is my favorite episode now of The Mandalorian. It made me care so much more about all these characters. Again, I don't know how they did it. I mean, Jon Favreau and the other guy who wrote The Clone Wars, I can't remember your name right, Dave Filoni. Both of those two, damn, you did a great job. Damn. I hate to say it this way, girl power. This episode had all of the badass girls, females, that they've introduced in The Mandalorian. Within the first scene that we saw, when we saw Boba Fett chasing down this ship that had one of the people who were trying to experiment on Baby Yoda captured by the Imperial Guards and everything like that, we have Gina Carano's character Cara Dune come in, and then we have Mando himself come in after Boba Fett stops the ship. And just that a little bit of emotional play that they had there just made me feel so much for Cara Dune. I'm like, damn, I know they're going to give her a series. I'm actually going to watch it now. She was subtle. Like, all right, we all know Gina Carano's not the best actress in the world. Not everybody has to be. And she emoted so much emotion in that one little scene that I'm just like, you sold it. You sold it for your own series. And I hope all the girls come along with you because they're all badass. I was actually going to say about this episode, I was going to rate it with the fight scenes because they've had so many good fights in this episode. Some of them are short and everything like that, but for the most part, they were all good and they were all deserved. And one of the biggest fights was one of the first ones, which was between Boba Fett and Sasha Banks' character. Actually, I have to look this up a minute because I never hear her name called on a series that much. Casca Reeves and Boba Fett when they fought. I was like, damn. And I thought Boba Fett was going to handle her in a minute, but they made her handle Boba Fett pretty quickly. And I'm like going, damn, this is how good these people are. This is how good these Mandalorians are. I kind of got a little bit confused when Boba Fett shot his grappling hook and Reeves basically like grabbed it like that and held it. And I'm like, does she have supernatural strength? Because it doesn't matter who you are, to be able to hold that as he's already pulling back. I don't see how she just like she naturally had that strength. I don't understand where that came from. You can tell me down below and everything like that. Does she have supernatural strength? Because like I said, I appreciate Star Wars, but I do not follow the lore in that much detail. And you'll notice when I get to another part. One of the scariest things in this episode, in my opinion, were the Dark Troopers. When they brought them up, I kept going, damn, they're like... We saw them in the episode after the episode of the Jedi, the one that I reviewed, where Baby Yoda went to the mound and he was channeling all that Force energy to call somebody to help him. We saw the Dark Troopers actually in action that time. I didn't know that they were going to be this strong. Like, as soon as I saw them walking, I just kind of went, whoa, they're heavy. That metal seems really strong. I'm like, are these like incredibly impervious troopers? And then when Mando had his first contact with them, that's scary. This is that one little scary part where like he saw them coming and he closed the hatch on them. And he was going to blow them out of the hatch, but one of them broke through, but it's like grabbing a door. And when that happened, I'm like going, damn. And when it just like, it handled Mando like nothing. And when he just kept punching Mando in the face, which made me have more respect for Mando's armor. Because I know I had respect when the Jedi was, when like Ahsoka was fighting him and she was using her blade, when she was using her sabers, and it didn't penetrate any of Mando's armor. But this time, having that Dark Trooper just like smash Mando in the face and it not dent him at all. I was like, whoa, that's the reason why that armor is so special. That's the reason why the Mandalorian armor is that special. So I understood more of the lore with that part especially. The only thing I do have a gripe with about that in the fight and everything like that, Mandalorians aren't wearing armor throughout their whole body. There are plenty of parts of their body that are open to be subjected to pain. I don't know why you just don't shoot those parts. I'm like, he has his thigh, like you'll have like a piece of metal on his thigh, but you still got his kneecap, you still got some of his tibia there. I mean, there's so many things you could hit, but whatever, it's Star Wars. But to go back to him wanting to blow them out of the air hatch all alien style, now that Disney owns aliens, when he blew all those troopers out of the air hatch, the first thing I kept going, I'm like, okay, wait, I just saw what that trooper did to you. I have this funny feeling that they're coming back. They don't need to breathe air. They're robots. They're going to come back. And lo and behold, they did at the end. Another great fight. Mandalorian against Moff Gideon. When he had Baby Yoda, Moff Gideon, captured, he had the sword up to him like, no, don't hurt Baby Yoda, but you know it's not going to happen anyway. Okay, we all knew that. But I really thought that he was going to let Mando go. I'm like, is this a respect thing? Is he actually just going to let him go with the baby? That's all he needed was his blood? I'm like, okay. I didn't watch Rebels. I know probably Moff Gideon was in Rebels and everything like that, so I don't know his personality that much. But I really thought that he was going to let him go. And when he didn't, and they started the fight, I was like, this is a good fight. This is a really good fight. Once again, I said episode back that for the longest time since Mandalorian started, I didn't believe that Mandalorian was that great of a fighter. He kept using his arm as a crutch, and it kind of got on my nerves. Not as much as a crutch as Iron Man, but he uses it as a crutch to defend himself. This time around, he did such a good job fighting Moff Gideon. And it was a close fight and everything too, but he handled Moff Gideon. And I love that fight. I thought it was like one of the best fights in the whole thing. And it was very surprising. And like I said, I really thought that he had respect for Mando and he was going to let him go. But when he didn't, I was like, damn. Here goes my ignorance towards Star Wars lore now. How much they've done over the years. As far as the dark saber was concerned, I didn't know the significance of that, especially within the Mandalorian culture. And the fact that Bo-Katan saw the saber taken by Mando when he defeated Moff Gideon. And just Katie Sackhoff, who plays Bo-Katan. Love Katie Sackhoff, man. Even though I didn't even watch Battlestar Galactica completely all the way through when it came out, I did love her, and I've even watched the Netflix series that she was in. All right, that aside. Just to see her face, I'm like going, why is it so important to her? She said this throughout the whole episode. And when the fact that Mandalorian, just because he defeated Moff Gideon, that means that he had the right to that sword ritualistically, which meant that she has no more significance as being a Mandalorian. I was like, damn. But of course, Mando being the good guy he is, he's like, no, you can take the damn sword. I don't care. Take it. She's like, yes, but we have to battle. He's like, no, take the damn sword. I don't care. You can take it. I yield. I love that. It was just like, the only thing he cared about was getting Baby Yoda back. Like I said, when the Dark Troopers, when they came back, I was scared half to death. I'm like, how the hell are they going to fight them? I don't care how many people they have are good fighters there. And by the way, what's her name from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Min Young. God, I don't want to get her name wrong because I didn't write it down. But I loved her since Seinfeld. I loved her in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She was one of my favorite parts of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I just love her as an actress. She had the best fight scenes, in my opinion. Even though she didn't have as long fight scenes, like they didn't like focus on her. But one time they did when they're going through that cargo bay, and she was like flipping around and kicking the crap out of all those stormtroopers. Loved her. Best fighter. But going back to this, like I said, this troopers, I was like, they're going to come back. And when they came back, I was scared half to death for all of them. I'm like, they're going to all die. What the hell are they going to do? They're going to blow up the whole place? How are they going to get out of here? And when they have that scene where they're in the front of the ship and everything like that, and they're ready to stand off against the troopers who are basically going to bust through the door, and they saw that ship come. When I saw the ship come, I was like, oh, somebody's going to help them. Like, they're going to be able to, maybe they're going to solder away, like, through the front part of the ship, and they're going to be able to get away. I completely forgot, because I was so invested in everything that was happening thus far, that it's a Jedi. And I was like, whoa, wait. Lots of people have had predictions about what Jedi would come to see and take Baby Yoda. I had a funny feeling it might be this Jedi, but I was still thrown back. I was like, oh my God. And when he went and he ripped through all the Dark Troopers when he got on board, I was like, quite literally thrown back by this episode. In that last scene, I was just like, I was hooked. I'm like, holy crap, that is so good. Give me a Jedi show. Give me a Jedi show. And I know Ahsoka's coming. I'm going to watch the hell out of that. But if they did a show where, spoiler alert, well, this whole thing is a spoiler, Luke was the Jedi. They de-aged Luke, and he beat the shit out of everybody. Oh! And when he took off his hood right there at the end and like revealed, I kind of knew, because like when he was walking around, I'm like, oh my God, it's really him. Is it actually him? Because he had the black suit and everything like that. That's the last time we saw him in the original Star Wars series, the original trilogy. So I'm like, oh my God. But when they did it, I thought the de-aging looked good, especially for TV. People, I hope you don't complain about this crap. It looked good. The only part that I probably was a little miffed on was the fact that when he tilted his head forward, it looked a little bit like, oh, his head's not really there. But still, it sold me. Like it sold me. I'm like, oh my God, Luke's here. Oh my God, Luke's here. Original trilogy Luke, the most important Jedi. I know people don't want to hear that because there's a lot more people in the Star Wars universe and everything like that. But from the people who grew up with just Star Wars, the original trilogy and everything like that, Luke is the man. Luke is the man. And this is kind of giving, how can I put this, to anybody who didn't like The Last Jedi, I believe, I can't remember the second one after The Force Awakens. People who didn't like that, I actually liked that. And I did think that Luke should have gotten, I was one of those people, I'm like, Luke should have gotten a fight scene. Luke should have gotten more things to do. And in this one episode of Mandalorian, Luke got a lot to do. And he defeated troopers who basically would have ravaged all of these characters who we've gotten to know for 2 years on Mandalorian. He just like ravaged these troopers and handily crushed one with the Force. I was like, best episode ever. And like I said, this scene, Luke, I'm like, my God, this is, yeah, I can't wait to see what more comes from this universe. And this season final was definitely great. And also to bring up the tearful goodbye with Mandalorian and Baby Yoda. I almost cried. I'm like, oh, because just to see Baby Yoda's like grab his mask, like, please take it off. I haven't seen your face. Take off the freaking mask. And when he actually finally did take off the mask, I was just like, I wanted to cry. I'm like, I can't believe they finally did it that way. And like Pedro Pascal, he can act his ass off just by a look with no words whatsoever. And that was a cheerful goodbye, and actually see R2-D2 coming and everything like that. It's just C-3PO, sorry. To see him coming and everything, it was so cute. It's such a callback to the original trilogy that I just, there's nothing I could complain about. I just was like, this is it. And so that's basically my review. I thought this episode was great. And to go on that final end credit scene that we had for the episode with Boba Fett, I thought it was cute, and I like the fact that and they introduced the new show, which was called, let's see here, The Book of Boba Fett, coming soon, December 2021. I was like, well, that's pretty far away, but everything going on, we're lucky we're even going to get it, period. But yeah, I thought that scene was cool too, and everything like that, and the fact that he took like Jabba the Hutt's place, because that other guy took Jabba's place, which I was really surprised to see him, and he looked so good. But that was a cool ending and everything like that. And I'm really glad that my girl from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., she's going to be with him and everything. Because like I said, I love her to death. She does a great job. Not just the fight scenes. She's a great actress. Love her to death. Out of probably everybody here. Other than Katie Sackhoff. I love Katie Sackhoff too. But all right, that's it. That is my review of this episode of The Mandalorian, the final episode of The Rescue. Can't wait until next season, and I hope you guys get to watch it if you haven't, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Once again, my name is Michael S. Garner. I do comic book related reviews and reviews on TV shows and movies and everything like that. And oh god, this is so good. And just to mention, I do draw my own online comic book too. It's called Visions of the New, which you can find at magicloud.com. And you can get a printed copy there. You can read it online, get a download, whatever you want to do. I greatly appreciate it if you take a look at it. Also, if you do subscribe to the station, if you do like my content, that would also be greatly appreciated. Or like and comment one of my videos. It's good or bad. I really appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a great weekend and watch this episode. Bye.